Good afternoon, folks. We're here in Sarasota, Florida for the 2003 Ultimate Player Association Club Championships, continuing coverage of the finals. This is the women's division final, and I'm Michael Baccarini. I'm here with Tina Booth as we bring you the action. Tina, what can you tell us about the finalists here?
Well, we're getting ready to watch an all-West Coast final. We have Seattle's Riot going up against Fury from the San Francisco area. Riot made it to the finals by beating Lady Godiva of Boston, their last year's defending champions. And Godiva was up 8-4 at half, but Riot pulled it out, went on a 7-1 run, and ended up winning 11-9.
Wow.
Prime from Vancouver lost to Fury in their semifinals 15-8. So we've been hearing a lot of hype over the years about how the West Coast is a place to be, and the women's division certainly is testimony to that.
Yeah, these teams are not only from the West Coast, they're from the upper West Coast. These are both from the Northwest region, a dominant region in this fall series. Jennifer Donnelly getting the disc here. Riot is in white, wearing their white jerseys. On D here, who pulled to start the game. Fury is wearing their black and maroon. Looks like they're just trying to work the disc back and forth, take what the defense gives them. Riot has set up a trapping zone. Liz Penny on the mark there. Aggressive player, tall, very athletic. Jennifer throws across the field. Good flow, they're keeping it moving, hustling down the field. And the score.
Nice score.
That was pretty efficient use of the field and the space that Riot was giving them. So for the first score of the women's final, Fury reels it in, 1-0. San Francisco team.
These women are not only playing for the UPA Club Championship, but the winner of this tournament gets to go to Finland and compete at the World Club Championship. That'll be held in August of 2004. So they're playing for pride, they're playing for a trophy, but they're also playing for a chance to represent the U.S.
Okay, Fury set to pull, upwind. Again, the wind here is, as it has been all weekend of this tournament, this 4-day tournament, is going from left to right. Right now it's not too stiff, but it's going to pick up. It seems like it does as the afternoon wears on. Oh, swing pass outside her reach. Got her near the end zone already, Tina.
It's a sweet place to be if you're Fury.
But they're on the sideline. How are they going to handle this? It's not much to work with over here unless you go across the field. Looks like a foul called on Liz Penny. Yeah, the Fury player, Martita. Looks like she was roughed up by Liz, but I guess it wasn't catchable. Would have been out of bounds anyway. Might have been the call. So Riot gets it back. Vivian Zayas, this woman's throws are phenomenal, Tina. Probably regarded as one of the finest throwers in the women's game, if not the best thrower.
Michael, you seem to know a lot about these women's teams. I haven't really seen them play. That was a sweet throw.
Lots of quick releases. She's got all kinds of release points. Trying to get across the field. Well, I was fortunate enough to coach one of the women's teams competing here, Ozone, and we played Riot, and they were tough, and it was tough to stop Vivian. She's a phenomenal thrower. But she's willing to flip things from all kinds of places and various release points. Look at that, quick release, puts a little top end on it, and then puts the nose down. It just drops like she's putting in a disc golf game or something. This is Fury's been using this 4-person cup all weekend long. It's pretty tough to get around. They got big people in there. So they're content to let Riot move it back and forth. They're just not giving anything big up downfield. Notice there's more defenders up near the disc than downfield, so you'd think it'd be simple to get it past them and then really hurt them. But as we mentioned earlier, the wind is tough, and look at its effect on that throw right there.
Nice grab.
That was a great grab. Gwen Ambler, fabulous player from Stanford. Blocked. Good play, good positioning on defense. The wind held that throw up. You'll see a lot of these forehands going into that wind, just unable to, wow, risky. Unable to keep their line. It just seems like they get beaten down by the wind. So quickly, Fury is back in a 4-person cup, sort of encompassing the thrower.
And look
loose
at that
mark.
big space right there.
Yep.
Drop somebody back there.
Okay.
Puts it
Smart.
up.
Go the distance. Great catch.
Great grab.
Right on the end zone, but not quite in. And for
Okay.
the tying goal. It was a tremendous catch by Katie Homos. Full extension layout. Tremendous grab.
Yeah, perfect put right out in front of her. You know, that's the kind of video I take back to our Amherst girls and show it to them over and over. They all want to lay out, but they're still a little reluctant, and they watch that 10 times, they'll get a much stronger sense of how to do it.
Okay, they're set to pull here. Back upwind. They answered with a downwinder of their own, and Vivian will be pulling upwind to Fury.
Uses the turnaround.
Yep, get a little extra momentum into her pull. It's a good pull. High release to space in front of JD. JD fires.
Looking
Good
for a
pivoting,
clear
good
cutter.
movement. Oh,
Ooh.
nice D. And quickly they set the 4-person cup. Okay, back and forth. Can they get it beyond this cup with the wind also helping Fury's defense? Okay, see how their hands high? They're just saying, you're not going to get it over us. If you throw it high, it's going to float because you got to aim higher. Okay, Vivian looks around. It's a swing pass to the wing. Back to Vivian in the middle. She's trying to work it through this cup, but it's just loose enough. So she gets Kim Blakemore to step up. Gets it out of there. To Carrie Lou back to Vivian. See how the cup is staying off them, Tina? It's not really,
Yeah.
they're not marking hard. They're
I'm just kind of mesmerized by it. You know, I still think there's a...
Oh, look at that flyby
Oh!
D. Huge layout D. Didn't get a piece, I don't think, but it certainly obstructed the vision of the receiver, and Fury converts on the turn, so there's a break. Amy Little with the block, and Erin Percival finds her for the score, so that's sometimes referred to as bookends. She gets the block, and she scores.
You can't ask for more.
That was a full extension layout. That was tremendous defense. She anticipated that disc coming her way, and there she goes, gets it. Looks like she got a small piece, can't quite tell. But got the score. So Riot set to receive. Only been downwinders so far. Park's not going to hold that one. Looks like they're going to get that about midfield, Tina. That's a bit generous. Okay, Riot is anticipating this 4-person cup. Very loose, but active and very alert cup. Well, over the top again. Nice.
So I get a 4-person cup, 2 wings, and then just 1 deep.
Well, they're trusting those kind of things to happen.
Yep.
They're having to go over rather than through the cup. With the extra body in the cup, it's just hard to get through it. You got to go around or over, and nobody wants to go over it in this wind. Riot's showing they're willing to do it, but now Jennifer picks it up. Foul on that. Nope. No call. So after Nicole's turnover.
Don't get trapped.
Yep.
Get back to
Kathy
middle.
Scott. The cup is set all the way across the field. Oh, that's so, they're willing to do the risky. That's what Fury wants. Riot connects on those. You know, it's going to make Fury try something new, but so far it's working.
You know, it's a very seductive throw, and you can have it 9 times out of 10 on a calm day. But once the wind comes up, it's too risky.
Got all the way across the field to Beck, and she throws it back in across the... Oh, forcing it back through. That's Kristen on that quick throw back. I don't think she was ready. That cup sets in a hurry, doesn't it? You know, it seems like they have no trouble getting into position.
Now, I'm wondering if they're always coming back to the same position, or can any of them take any of the 4 spots? There's that turn again.
All right, so the big cross-field put again. Sort of bladey forehand. Hung in the air a little too long. JD slowly walks to the disc. They set the stack far right to try to get themselves room on the break side. Oh, that got blocked, but...
This is a lot of turnovers.
Yep. Oh, big fake.
If they're going to try the risky throws, and try them downfield.
Yep. It's the case. They're nickel and diamond, so Fury's saying, all right, nickel and diamond at all you want. I notice Vivian's not in on this point. They might have something to do with Riot's. It seems a little out of sorts on offense on this point. Plenty of great throwers out there. They should be able to get it done. The cup is fluid and changing position, moving around.
And if they're going to use the dump swing, they got to get the dump behind the thrower a lot faster.
Yep. They certainly got to get this next one off before the defense cuts it off like it did there. There's through the cup, a big one. Oh!
That's what they want, though.
Fortunately, Vita couldn't hang on. Look for her to try to get it back, though. Oh, man, oh, man. It cleared 3 defenders, and the lucky recipient for Fury.
Okay, scores now 3-1 Fury, and that was a 7 turnover point.
But you got to win the tough ones. Fury came out on top of a point where both teams turned it over several times. Okay, looks like I've got a timeout. Let's see what they can muster up here. Riot is going to be receiving upwind again. All right, Fury's ready. Going to get their D set. They have their line called. They're going to get out there and try to pull as deep and as high as possible. Get that 4-person cup set again. I have a feeling we're going to see it.
Yeah, I hope that Riot's coming up with some kind of new plan to get over the zone or through the zone. They clearly have the throwers. They should be able to get it by this four-person cup and take it home.
Okay. Here comes the pull from Amy Little, it looks like. Okay, they've got the wind at their backs, Fury, so this pull could be set pretty deep. And they'll come screaming down on defense. They cover ground in a hurry. It's a very athletic team. Boy, that cup gets down there in a hurry. Okay, it bounces through, and here comes the wall. And it's set when the first receiver gets it. Doesn't look easy. Sarah GR has it. Back to Vivian. Wide to Deb Cusson, who puts up a flick downfield. Big defender, JD. Ooh, but throws it high. And it's Steed right back. Oh. JD's calling a foul on her throw that went over her intended receiver in the middle. Carrie DeLu got that block in the air. She skied for it, but foul called on the throw. As they're discussing it here, looks like JD's deciding whether or not it was indeed a block. She and her defender. That's Kristen Daly. Okay, she's saying her count was only at 2. So be coming in 3, I'd imagine. Having said 2, she's obviously contesting that foul. JD does not want to throw it backwards. That count must have been getting up there. The field is spread out well. Oh, great block.
You know, that's a case.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Tina.
No, I said that's a case where a flick would have worked much better. It would have given her an extra couple inches and the defender wouldn't have been able to get it, rather than putting a little backhand up.
Right. Katie almost got that block again. The one who had the layout catch. Ooh, the crossfield throw is not handled. Middle high and wasn't able to reel it in. Okay, there's a foul on Vivian. Sharon Goodwin has the disc. It's about 5 yards out. Open side cut. To a wide open number 3 from Fury. Another downwind score. There's only been one upwinder, correct?
Yep.
The score is 4-1 Fury. as their coach comes to the middle of the field to set them up. Riot again will try with the wind at their backs to put another point on the board. Amy Little approaching with the pull. Strong pull, not much height, but it's carrying a long ways and staying in the air. Vivian's got it. Big cup sets. She pivots, throws the flick, a nice continue. That's the next one they need, the one after that. They keep getting around this cup, but they can't get the one up the line. Vivian goes over the top yet again. Those have been dropped a few times, but not this time. Okay, back to Vivian in the middle. They're going to try to make this cup work.
You know, I think
find some openings in it. Pardon me, Tina.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think they're keeping too many people near the disc. With their throws, 2 people should be plenty. Maybe a third one who can swing up, but the rest of them need to be in the middle. Well behind the cup.
Yep.
There we go.
And there goes one right there. She had Katie in the middle, but couldn't get it to her. Vivian's got it. Looking to the middle.
There's that big space again.
I think they clearly want it in Vivian's hands here. Going over the top with a big flick. Beauty.
Nice throw.
Something simple.
Swing it around.
Yeah, gain a lot of yardage. Nothing wrong with waiting for another opportunity to arise. Keep moving the disc. Making that cup work more effectively now. Oh, great saving catch by Vivian. Over the top again with that quick backhand flip. Sort of a high release, but she's got a nice one, Tina. She drops quickly. She pops it up over him, almost like a scuba would do, but it drops nearly as quickly.
No, you know I don't like the high release, but I pretty much love hers. It does look like a disc golf putt. There's not a chance for the wind to get under it.
Oh, but she forced one into, I think the cutter stopped moving forward, and the defender said, "You've done that one too many times. I'm going to jump on this one." All right, Gwen Ambler picking up the disc. Can break. Strong backhand throws through the mark. Gets it around. This is Aaron Percival. Okay. What have we got here? I guess there was a pick call or a travel perhaps. Oh, put by Amy Little. Riot positions in. Oh, but she didn't go to it.
You know, she was probably just worried about the person behind her. Thought she had position, was going to get it. And didn't go to. It's now 5-1 Fury. That was a sweet grab.
It's a great grab. She came out of nowhere. The Riot player was in great position to get that D. Didn't explode forward to take it away. Well, now 5-1. 5-1 Fury. Now Riot's got to come back upwind. Okay, let's see what they've got. Pretty much can assume that Big 4-person cup's going to come again. Liz Penny's trying to get her team fired up. Pull by Julie Baker. Stays in bounds pretty deep. There's the cup. See what kind of movement they can get going. If they crash that cup like Liz Penny's doing right now, if nothing else, it makes those defenders up front have to commit to something. Stretches them out, gets them out of position, creates openings for your other receivers beyond the cup and around the cup. Okay, Liz comes into the cup again. Liz has it. Back to Mizzou. over the top.
They're pretty happy with those high releases.
There's a fake of one. And they're moving it. That's the next one. Get into that cup. Good. Deb Cusson has it. Back to Kim Blakemore. She's throwing lots of big fakes. Just needs something, anything through the cup. Ooh, great reaction by the Fury defender there to take away the Poppers move. You have to be content here a little bit to nickel and dime it just to, you know, keep getting the fresh count.
You know, when they nickel and dime, then all of a sudden it looks like a 5-person cup.
Yep, that's
That
true.
The wing can pinch in.
Yep, there's definitely not a whole lot happening beyond the cup.
There we go.
Why not just throw that flat and hard?
I was just going to say that.
It's a wide open hole. But they're clearly being taken out of their rhythm with this great defense. Oops. We had a drop there. And foul on the mark.
You know, again, I'm going to go back to the high release. You know, it becomes the default throw. I think those women can get low and really zip it through at those ankles, and I'm not sure that the big women are going to get them every time.
And get down low with their release
Yeah.
and extend through that cup and
You know, fake high, release it low. They might get some quicker, zippier, longer passes.
well, they're in the red zone here, about 10 yards out. A hammer,
Or a goal.
another multiple receiver set up there. Two different women could have come down with that one. Well placed and over the defender, and Kathy Scott couldn't make up the ground to be a factor in that play. So, score is now 6-1 Riot. Excuse me, 6-1 Fury. Pardon me. Yep, I'm flipping the score now. So a timeout is called by Riot.
Right again. Guess they're going to go back and try to discuss what they're going to do. Let's see what they're going to come up with.
So their second timeout this half.
I think it's smart. You know, why get into a deeper hole? They need to change something. They need to figure out what they should be doing. And sometimes it's hard to do it on the fly.
Well, let's see what Riot answers with. Fury's going to be pulling upwind. It could be a short pull, and Riot kind of knows what to expect defensively. There's no reason for Fury to change their attack. So Vivian and Vita Town are talking to their team, getting ready. Here comes Amy Little's pull. And it's not going to stay in. That wind is picking up, it looks like. Okay, Riot will be taking it in the middle of the field. Center was called as it sailed out of bounds. Amy Little's pull. Kim Blakemore will put it in play. This does give Fury's zone a chance to set. And quickly a throw out of bounds. A great effort to reel that one in, but not enough space left to do so. Fury gets another quick turn. I'm a little puzzled why Riot's not just putting it through or over that cup with a big one and just playing position, you know, field position.
You know, we haven't even seen Fury's ability to value the disc.
They
If they punt it, you know, yeah, if they punt it, they might be able to get a shot at him.
High release backhand to JD. Ooh, so excited. Come back, JD. Come back. The team needs you. They're celebrating without her, but they'll probably wait for her to come back.
Score 7-1 Fury. Half will be at 9. They'll be playing to 17.
So Fury beat Riot, that is, 13-5 at regionals. Not sure anyone expected this game to be 7-1 the first half here. Good job blocking that rolling pull. The right person picks it up, Vivian Zayas. Okay, then pivot through that cup, and there's nobody that, well, they're trying to get a popper in there. Can't seem to get the next one off. Whether it's around or through the cup, huh? Okay, let's see what they can get going. They go wide here. Vivian makes a tough grab, but secures the disc, throws a blade. It's turned over. Tried to go over the cup and be aggressive to get around it, but again, it didn't work out. Maybe a little extending on the pivot there. Katie almost on the mark.
You know, the other bonus of playing a good zone is when there is a turn, you can just move it and the other team's scrambling to mark up correctly. So you can get mismatches, get a fast break.
Crowded spot. Good marking. Oh. Force the turn from Fury. Going upfield. Good crank.
Here we go. Go, go, go. Nice patience.
Deb Cusson back to Vivian with another high release. Sue to Vivian again over the top of the cup. And Kristen Daly stands. Oh, throws it back to Cusson. Right on the. There it is. Nope, one more. Layout block. And two layouts in a row, and a successful upwind score by Riot. It wasn't easy, but they remained poised and got it done.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. Just once they get it over the cup, they've just got to move it quickly.
Here we go, the first goal in some time after 1-1. A 6-0 run by Fury. Finally answered by Riot. Vivian pulling. Nice pull. Squirts past JD, and they're coming down with a zone of their own. 4-person cup. Trapping the backhand side, it looks like.
I like that.
Yep, they're not letting them get the dump off. Gonna have to go over. Oh, but nope, they got it. Got the block. Kathy Scott steps up. Got to convert. And they do easily.
So 2 quick ones for Riot. That's great.
Liz Duffy with the reception. Number 37 for Riot. Okay, they're getting fired up. I think someone told me this is one of the players' husbands putting on this superhero outfit. He's feeling it. Well, that's a tight outfit. Physically tight.
Physically tight. You don't mean tight like cool.
It's cool too, but it's very tight. Restricting even. It's amazing he can move that well. Such tight garb. Vivian with the spin move, and it's a low pull. Oh, that got pushed down quickly. Oh, it's rolling back toward their goal line. Liz Penny alertly stops it. Okay, they're trapping flick side. Very open here. Very open cup. Like JD gets it off. Oh, and it isn't handled. Look at Riot does not want that cup to set. Oh, they had a chance to get it through the cup there, Tina, and they looked it off.
I know.
They're definitely reluctant.
You know, who knows what happened at regionals. You know, maybe they learn that they can't really go through low.
Yeah. A couple of fakes. It's a foul call. Okay, they've worked it out. It's checked in. Maybe does the same fakes. Now this, when she pivots through, there you
Yes.
go, and they're still right at their own goal line. It's a tall task getting through this Fury Cup. Nice break. There's the low one you were talking about. And another low one. Vivian throwing back and forth with, that's Carrie DeLue, number 20.
Okay. I think the Poppers need to work a little bit closer in tandem.
Vivian tried to get through with an aggressive inside-out flick. Low release, and unfortunately it went right to a Fury defender. And they convert.
8-3, 1 point to half for Fury.
Okay. Coach comes out, gives them some pointers. Riot takes a long walk back upwind and regroups to try again to pull this game back to 8-4. Okay, Amy Little is consistently pulling from the right sideline, giving that inside edge, trying to invert it. It's getting good distance on that. It's a good pull on the upwind. It's a tough wind to pull through. Okay, Riot working it back and forth. Kim Blakemore. Okay, they're trying to spread it out and look at other options, putting it downfield. JD steps in and gets the block. This Penny quickly gets a mark on her. When Ambler has it. Amy Little in the red zone. Ooh, that didn't look like that was supposed to get released. Holy cow. It was caught, but there apparently was a call. Is it a foul on the thrower? A pick? Must have been a pick call.
Right.
So Amy's still got it. Looking backhand. Oh. Okay, the Riot player is claiming she was pushed off of by the receiver in order to get separation, perhaps. Goes back to Amy Little again. Try a third time from here. Crossing back and forth. Has JD. Throws a backhand out in front, and it's blocked by Riot, but there's a foul on the throw.
This is their fourth shot at the goal.
Okay, as they scan what they've got here. JD's got it. She's got 3 cutters in the end zone. A fourth, actually. Comes out. Throws it up. And Riot pulls it down again. This time call free. but tries to huck it through the cup, and it gets blocked.
Ouch.
Looks like she pump faked the defender, got her up in the air, and then threw it while she was in the air. Okay, backhand break. Another pick call. It's got sort of stagnant play here, Tina. It seems as though Riot's really stepping up the defense.
Really?
Get a point block there. Vita, I think, got the block.
This is kind of feeling like the Masters final.
All right, they're trying to see if they can get the shots through. They got one, and another. Okay, come back a little bit. Seem like they're settling in a little bit more, Riot, and working the field, making the cup have to react to their movement and cover more ground.
Yeah, I like how they're spreading it out a whole lot more. Just gives them more opportunities. It makes the defenders downfield work a lot harder.
And they're still content to just get the simple, easy things, hoping something will open up downfield. Vita on the wide side here for a arcing flick might be a great option. Instead, they go to Kathy Scott again, back to Kim Blakemore. Nice low, pretty release. Right off the grass. Oh, unfortunate.
Wow.
But keep having to make that many throws sooner or later. Ooh. What do you think about that one, Tina?
It's hard to tell if it's touch grass.
I think Gwen's asking for help. She's not even sure if she has it. Yep, they called it down. The observer said it had a good look and it was down. Now, Riot's got to, they need to not just throw it back and forth here and then turn it over yet again with a short. They got to quit giving Fury a short field is what
Right.
I think the issue is. Several of Fury's goals haven't been hard earned by Fury. They've only had to go a few passes, maybe several yards, and score. You got to be thinking field position here.
And we certainly don't want to give Fury any chance to trap them.
Okay, here with these quick little shots into the cup.
Okay.
That's good.
Now next one. Yeah, you can't let that wall set up.
Okay, they get it to back to the middle. Nice to Penny. Kicking out the side and a rip around. Beautiful.
I'm loving
To
that
Vita.
pass.
Does she have an open receiver? They're working hard, but the cup has had a chance to set. They didn't even go person there. They stayed in the cup, and there's the arcing pass around. Trailing edge. How about that one?
What a great end to a hell point. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Leah Town with that tremendous grab. That throw was fast, screaming by her with a ridiculous edge on it. It was going to be a tough catch. That'll fire your team up. Just exactly what Riot needs. And then here comes their superhero to fire up the team. Okay, the score is 8-4. To prevent Fury from taking a half, Riot's got to get an upwinder here. They've got to get a D and get an upwind break. Okay, Deb Cusson is pulling. Again, the favorite spot seems to be from the right sideline with these big upwind pulls. As she approaches. It's going to get a little bit of a roller, and it might turn around and come back this way.
I want to get trapped.
Yeah, but they're giving them the forehand. They're trapping forehand, and doesn't seem to be a wing out there. Well, she is. There's Vivian. Yep, she stepped up, but they broke it. Oh, got a block. Took it right in the face.
Oh.
Liz Penny.
Man.
Ouch. Took that in the schnoz.
She's the only one who knows exactly how much snap was on that throw.
Man, looks like she's turning around asking if the thrower's okay since she threw it so hard. I'm kidding, of course.
She's bleeding.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the discussion could have been on that. She blocked it with her face. I mean, you know, it's unfortunate for her, but she's pushing through it. It's tough. Big game tough. Vivian's got it. The cup has, of course, had a chance to set. They're trying to work them. Penny is popping. Katie Holmos back to the middle, and now back to Vivian. That quick high release backhand, she gets it around to break the mark to Penny, back to Vivian. This cup is wide. It just looks like there could be a hole in it if somebody just steps in. A big fake. They're getting good talk from behind the cup. The Fury defenders are.
Yeah, I still think two poppers in tandem can work one of those players and get a throw through the cup.
Wow, that was big. Pretty throw. Yeah, it seems like the wings are reacting to when an extra popper comes in, though. They're sort of cheating in.
Well, then put somebody back and pull them out.
Well, you need the wide swing, too. And I mean, it seems they can overplay over here. If they can get it.
There we go.
Here, now kick it out, quick. Oh, great saving catch.
That.
There we go, it's nice.
Smart as oh no. Keep it
working,
going.
keep working, don't let them set. It's nice, they're doing fine. Back to Vivian in the middle, they're in the red zone. Now about 15 yards out on the flick sideline. They're not trapping this Fury, they're just allowing her Riot to work it back and forth. Content that they're getting just that, but no more. Vivian gets a flick off.
You know, it's a four-person cup, but a lot of times it looks like a 1-3-2-1, and so they're not close enough so you can just zip it through.
Vivian tried the one that they wanted her to try. Big break. And field position put. And we'll do it all again. Okay, as Riot walks it up, it's Deb Cusson in the middle, kicking it out to Vivian, looks backhand, fakes once, then gets it off. It just seems like after they get it back to her, nothing else happens. She's willing to try that. I gotta admire her guts there, but that's a tough throw.
Sideline says it's up.
Called it down.
It's refreshing to see the play continue. They go to the observers. The call is made. Sideline is ignored. It makes it much more viewer friendly.
Yep, play continues. Sprout's got the disc. Hard pivoting and hard marking by Liz Penny. Applying the pressure, and there's a foul on the mark. Sprout throws up a hammer, and it's caught.
Wow.
Tough catch.
Fading
Big
away
goal.
hammer to the back of the end zone.
But I couldn't see who she threw that to. Sprout.
So that's the half. Fury takes it 9-4, clearly in control for the entire half.
9-4, that's a dominating first half. Seems to be nothing slowing Fury down. Riot's got to be a little bit stingier with the disc. They seem to be taking a few too many chances. Not content with where the great field position they've gained, they seem to keep wanting to put the bigger one up. But they've also been throwing those arcing flicks in on the, like just outside their own end zone. So they're not really thinking about where they're giving it up with some of those big chances they're taking.
As you said before, there's been a number of easy scores for Fury, and they're focused enough that they can make the quick heads-up score.
Well, what would you change if you were Riot coming into this second half?
I said it during the first half, they've got to figure a way to get through that cup quickly. And you saw it in that last point where they kept it moving, used their fakes. I mean, it's not an insurmountable cup. I have to give Fury a lot of credit, though. It's a really good cup. The front of that zone is very difficult, but certainly not unable to be penetrated. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if you get a couple poppers in there, one coming in actually inside the cup, and having another one right behind, it seems to collapse the cup. If you get it to the shallower popper, at least a little bit, if nothing else, if they get it and it doesn't collapse the cup, you're receiving it just in front of them. So when you pivot and pivot strong and through the cup, you're going to be reaching past those two people playing in the center of those four defenders and get it off to the other popper. Perhaps a wing, somebody else. They've got to step through that cup. Okay, what would you do differently if you were Fury this half? Would you change anything, Tina?
There's no need to. Riot is focused on getting through there. I mean, if you wanted to mix up the D, you'd come down in person, you could probably get an early turn, but I would still go with what's working. It's not the kind of game where you have to change the D every 2 or 3 points. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. Why change things? You've got a pretty sizable lead here, taking the approach that they have defensively. They're doing the spread out 4-person cup both directions, upwind and downwind, and it's been successful both ways. Until Riot shows they can handle it, why change it? Why change that? You're also getting a chance to save the legs of your defenders. They're not having to run a whole lot in that D.
Yeah, you save the legs of your defenders, and there's a turn, and you bolt, and it's too hard to pick up everyone on D quickly enough.
Okay, Sprout's opening pull of the second half here goes quickly out of bounds. Looks like about midfield on the backhand sideline. But of course, Riot's going to take it in the middle of the field here. It's a great position. Great way to start the opening point of the second half. The thing about these pulls that are out of bounds, it's not really hurting Fury a whole lot because it gives their 4-person cup a chance to set. So I don't think they're too disappointed if their throws don't stay in bounds. Vivian starts out with it. Quickly drops it to the dump, gets a swing. The outside point cuts off flow. Back toward the middle. Looks like Carrie DeLu has it.
And keeping somebody out wide, which could work.
if they can get it to her from there. But
They at least need to look at her.
high release. It's really something when she does it. She's got great
Man.
form. I wonder if she does play disc golf. She's probably a pretty effective putter.
Yeah.
Okay, swinging it back again. All the way to the backhand sideline. The cup catches up. The popper comes through the cup to see what they do with it. Cut off flow. And Deb Cusson comes back across. Vivian has it in her hands again. Finds a hole in the center. And one more. Oh.
I'll tell you, those Fury women pick up quickly.
Got a D. Deep was there. Alicia Barr, number 8. Sprout picks it up. And a flat mark. Hucks it right through there. Gets it off. And it's going to fall to the ground. Good defense. Way to cover that. Stay with it. Nice. Getting past the cup here.
Oh, I love this.
Vita swings it. And a forehand across the field. Can it be reeled in? No. Wind pushed it beyond. If they could connect on a couple of those cross-field flicks, could be the difference in the game, and certainly give them a big lift coming back.
I like the way Riot looks right now. They're more aggressive. They're getting it through the middle. They're just crisper on their throws.
Looks like they're going to trap Fury on the backhand sideline. Big huck by Gwen Ambler. Quickly D'd by Cusson. Back to Cusson from, I believe, Carrie DeLue. Who threw back to Vivian. Okay, don't have to do it big.
Man, that looks so nice.
And here goes a big one upfield. Fury person got the position, and she called a foul, but I think it was her own player who appeared to run into her. The crowd gives their reaction. And if that person who just shouted that was the observer, which I'm sure he wasn't, we would be playing on right now with Riot having possession. Yep, no call. They took it back, and it'll be Riot's disc. Vivian approaching. Vita's taking a wing spot to her flick. Is she going to throw that bending flick to Vita? Wow, big backhand. Holy cow, look at that one. All right, rolls out of bounds. That's not a great place for Fury to start. Let's see if Riot can pin him into the corner and
That's a
not let
fine
him out.
punt. That's a fine punt.
Sometimes that field position, just giving up field position, giving up the disc to gain field position is an advantage. It works in what you have to do in football when you can't advance it, and it certainly is the case here in Ultimate. Nice catch, thrown behind the receiver. Beth Wise, back to Deb. Back to Beth. She has Julia Gardner over there trying to get the wing open, but she puts it downfield. Look at that! Vita Town giving it everything she's got. And hearing it from the crowd. They love the effort. That was a majestic dive.
That would have pumped Riot up incredibly. She flew through the air for seconds there.
She almost steered while she was up there. Got an extra kick from her legs.
Changed direction.
It's like, I'm not coming down yet. I've still got a chance.
Well, I'll tell you, Vita Town's going to have something to teach those junior women at Worlds in Finland this coming August. She's going to be the coach of the U.S. Junior girls team along with John Sandell from Sub-Zero.
Well, that is, unless they come back and win this game, she might have to rethink that. Oh, great fake. Okay, field position. Again, Gwen Amler picks it up. That was a laser backhand across the field. Great catch. Full extension. They're moving it well.
Fury's keeping it nice and open.
Oh yeah, that sure is. It's like the disc just took a zigzag pathway up that sideline. That was beautiful. Ooh, not sure that was the throw of choice.
Wow.
But when it's going your way, it's going your way. And holy cow, it looks like Fury can do no wrong at this point.
(10-4). There were 9 turnovers in that point.
9 turnovers. I think that turnovers increase when you've got a windy tournament, not just because of the way it affects the disc, but because these women are certainly willing to play field position and give up possession a bit more because of that. So the turnovers are increasing. Wow, it bounces to the back of the end zone.
In some cases, there's strategic turnovers.
Yep. Like even putting it into a certain spot on the field. Nice.
I'm liking
Is there
that.
someone there? Oh, but that crosswind.
That's okay. That's strategic.
They didn't want to give it up in their end zone. Boy, it went out much shallower than I thought.
Right, I thought
JD's putting in play with the cup. Oh, and they're right there.
No contest.
Seemed like the wing covering behind that open cup. I guess the wing was actually on the line. That probably would have been a short deep. Someone in that position was a little slow in getting over there to take away the one. That was the one receiver in the area, and there was no one there.
Yep. 11-4 Fury.
As you see Vita and Vivian at the brick mark trying to discuss who they want on the field for this next point. They're going to need to come away with a point here to try to start some momentum. Amy Little's she's got great form on that backhand. Wow. Even the simple crossfields sometimes are just not easy. Kim has it. Goes back to Vivian. There's the flick we were talking about. Beauty. But it almost seems like after they get that big break, it's as if the Riot receivers are running toward the only defenders that are there rather than open areas.
Right.
I'm sure that's not the case, but Fury seems to just know where they're going to go with it. Oh, what a great catch. Penny has it in the middle of the cup. Sends it back to Kim Blakemore, to Vivian. That's a well-placed flick, but oh, great bid. Couldn't quite reel it in. Looks like JD is really going to want to start it coming back.
We got a piece of it for sure.
I think the crowd is a bit stunned by the one-sided score here. Don't you think, Tina?
Yeah, I think they didn't expect the women's final to be like this, particularly since last year. I know it was a 1-point final.
Wow, Amy Little put one up there in a hurry. Keep working it. Ooh. Calling for a travel. Nope. Took her steps back and checked it herself, it looked like. Okay, they're real close here. There's no need to rush anything. This is where you can go back and forth until something certain opens up.
Nice layout.
Looks like she hit her hand. Appears to be starting to rain a little bit, Tina. Wonder if this is going to affect things some. As long as it stays light like this, it shouldn't do much, but if it starts to really start to pour, I think they're going to have to consider. The skies look kind of ominous on the far side of the field, and the wind is blowing whatever that is toward us. We'll have to see. Maybe it'll hold off through the end of this game. Okay, we've got another trapping cup. Vivian's got her arms stretched out. JD throwing a big fake. Bending flick. And continuing across and keep the disc moving. Amy Little again cranks one right away. Well played. Look at the way those two receivers, both the receiver and the defender, just strong went to that disc. Was there a call?
Call and throw.
It's going back. Interesting. She threw it without anybody on her, it looked like. It's hard to imagine there was a foul on the mark there, Tina.
No, I think you're right. I think I'm wrong.
You're wrong. Does that mean I'm right?
I can't quite say that.
Well, she did it again anyway. Here we go. Instant replay. And the same result. Riot gets it. Vivian has it. Continues. Katie has it. Quickly gets it off the line. That's smart. Across the field. His defense just seems to be in the right places so much of the time.
I know.
Vivian has it. Backing up a little bit. It's okay. There's the hole. Ah. Look at Penny. Look at Penny. There she is, loose Penny. Can she get the next one off? She seems to do good things when she gets it. She gets it, doesn't have anything beyond, and quickly gets it back to one of the drivers behind her. Katie's got it in the corner. Nobody's attacking the corner. Kim gets it to Vivian, looks in the middle, closes quickly, throws that backhand high release one more time. Katie has it, gets rid of it.
I gotta value it, but not that far from the end zone. There we go.
I think there's a foul on that one. Yep. It's thrown to Sarah, number 16. JD came through her to get to that disc, it looked like. At least that's what the Riot player is claiming. Okay. Looks like it's a turn. Wait, did she rule in favor of Fury? So they're still discussing it. If you have position in front and the defender touches the disc but they come through you to get to it, it's still a foul even though they hit disc before you did. Because they contacted you first. That's a foul. Looks like that was the ruling here.
Okay.
So Riot was awarded the disc right on the goal line. Should be able to convert this one there. All the D is behind.
Too much style.
Aiming for Cat. Just a bit too much on it. Valiant effort, but just doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's early in the count. There's no need. You need this goal.
Well, again, Riot has Fury on a corner. Not where players want to be to start their offense. Just pivoting furiously to get some movement. Ooh, after the block. Still almost came down with it. Okay, hands high in the air. They're trying to be a big cup again. Wow. I mean, there's moving the disc, and then there's just being sort of too aggressive.
Yeah, I gotta figure out the balance.
Blocked by Riot.
Okay, at least this is a third
Off
try.
JD's huck, and then across the field again. Nice catch
Turn and look.
by Cat. Liz Penny has it. Back to Cat. Bumps that mark out of her way and says, I'm entitled to space too. Back to Kim in the middle. And Blakemore looks wide, throws another fake. Gets it to Vivian. She wants to put it downfield, but they don't seem to be giving her those options.
Patience.
Yep. But they're back in their half of the field, and they don't want to give it up going back and forth. Off of these puts, like this one, at least they're going to gain field position, but off the side-to-side movement, there has to be somebody for Riot that's going to get open for them.
In the middle.
Yep, in the middle or on the wings. Seems they're having to throw these big throws to get it to the wings. They must be frustrated. Love how Liz Penny here is just working so hard on the mark, and she's staying in it. Remember, she got hit in the face earlier by a huck. There we go. Got a turn. Penny picks it up. It's Blakemore.
Quick score.
They're right on the goal line again. And a hammer sailing past the receiver. Well, weren't we here just a moment ago?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not JD. Boy, knock that down. It's coming back.
Okay.
Good.
At this point, will probably not be part of anyone's highlight reel.
All right, as they're checking it out, looks like we're up to 9 turnovers on this point by my count, Tina. Field position is looming large, definitely bloating that turnover total.
Now it's probably a result. Riot's frustrated, Fury's overconfident, and either one of those two emotions will get you off your game.
That cup seems to stay as large as it needs to. It's definitely larger when they're coming downwind. It's like more spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, heavens. Unfortunate drop. Okay, JD gets it off. Goes up line. Ooh. That got partially blocked. Not coming back. Vivian calmly takes it and throws it back. Oh, it looks like, was that a foul call? Yeah, I have to assume that that was not a clean block.
Always want a coffee.
Well, she's not giving it to Erin Percival, who she was defending. Wow, that was a laser. Okay, it's back in the middle. Looks like Amy Little has it. Middle from there is a good place to be, and she's got that big backhand, but that one's too big. So Riot will take it. Now, the tough thing I've found all weekend long, this sideline, you felt the wind like it could help you, but if you threw a flick down this line, it was not going to come back in.
Yep.
There's just too much wind pushing. Oh, another turnover across field rather than downfield. So Fury has it. About 7 yards out.
See if they can settle down and punch it in.
Now, if the mark is wise. They should go to the disc here. And one thing that'll help is set the mark, get there first, establish your position. Don't walk with who you're going to be guarding. Get there first. Okay, they get out of the corner. 2 passes across. Oh, great catch.
Nice movement. I hate to see it stuck in that corner and folks trying to jam it in.
Number 8, Alicia Barr for Fury, pulling that one in.
12-4 Fury.
12-4.
This is hard to believe that this is women's final. I don't think there's ever been a lead like that in any recent, actually in any recent final. Certainly any recent women's final.
It's going to be hard to come back from, but boy, Riot's just loaded with talent, a lot of pride. They're a fabulous team. If anybody can, they can. See what they can rally with here. Knocking down a roller on the pull. Get to Vivian. Good fakes, pivoting. A point block. A great effort to try to dive to get it back by Riot, but there's Fury with a disc and a quick pick call. Why are there pick calls so quickly after there are turnovers and people are scrambling to the end zone? It seems like picks occur frequently at the end zone, but swinging it and outside the defender.
Oh.
Tremendous grab.
Great grab.
Wow, great effort by Kathy Scott on D. The throw was well placed, where even the good diving defender couldn't get to it. Only your diving receiver could.
He just keeps increasing.
Yep, 13-4. Ambler pulls it. An outside in. Get a bounce that rolls. Nope, but pretty good distance on that pull. Okay, back and forth a couple times. Trying to look for something downfield. And there, they put one up. It's not going to be caught. Goes beyond even the Fury defender. But Riot comes racing down. Sanwell, all right. We'll force a turnover down here and get an easy score of our own. Let's see if they can make that happen.
They just need to break the ice.
Break the ice, Tina. We're in Florida.
Michael, that's
Nope.
a metaphor.
That's right, you
Remember,
teach English.
Yeah. I teach English.
Great
You
crank up
teach
win.
gym class.
Well, I used to teach 3rd grade grammar. And this huck up win, waiting for an eternity for it to come down. And Riot makes sure that it goes to the ground. So it's like they just received the pull here. You don't want to throw it backwards much if they can help it, that is. So they have people spread out. As you notice on the field, they have somebody deep, they have people wide. The problem is they can't get out of the middle. And when they do get wide, it's as if it takes too long to get there, and the defenders downfield are able to arrive.
They want to get out of that corner.
Yeah, they're getting deeper into trouble, aren't they? Well, here's one way to do it. There's no one there. Ambler picks it up. Flick to Sprout. She's just barely in bounds. She's looking hammer. She's a powerful thrower, so she can get that off. Nice D. Kathy Scott gets it off to Blakemore. Throws one of those blady flicks. Wow. Nice, pulled that one in. That was Liz Duffy. Gets it off, and we're back into the middle again. Blakemore, that nice release, just striding toward her receiver. Fortunately, Duffy couldn't pull that one in.
Yeah, she heard footsteps.
Ambler's pivoting. And you can see what they're trying to do. Oh, she almost could have done a greatest there. It wasn't too far out of bounds, or even perhaps
it's a little
towed the line. All right, Deb Cusson is approaching the disc. See a sort of wall that Fury has set up here. Flat mark, making him go across the field. Notice that Riot seems to be willing to go back across, but
you need someone right popping back up that middle.
Yep, there are holes. Quick release. All right, let's see what Riot can do with this. Again, that bending flick. Oh, the receiver unfortunately misread that. Kind of ate her up. Sprout reels it in. Next flick. Crouches down, gets good power behind that crossfield flick. Sort of a diagonal dump. Ambler throws it back to the middle. They seem to be moving it pretty well and getting good flow in their cuts. And good spacing, certainly. Right in the middle.
Let's go.
Using the whole field, just back and forth and back and forth.
It's impossible to stop that. They keep breaking, they keep using the whole field. Riot's actually looking a little ragged. A lot of their turns have been unforced lately. They're down by 10.
So it's 14-4 Fury. Okay, Ambler is pulling again. She likes that outside in backhand pull. Both directions seems. Cusson has it. Back to Cusson. This action, they're not able to go very far. They're able to work it back and forth, but they're just struggling to get it downfield. A high release backhand that you don't want to see too much of. And a crank. Is the wind going to keep that one in? I don't think so. Out of bounds at midfield.
Frustration hook.
Yep. Miss Penny's in position to help her mark here, was playing flat on Sprout, making her go wide with it, which she does. Stepping around the mark and through it. Some contact there. Riot's called for the foul. Wow. Martita throws a nice toss. Sprout. Lots of fakes. Ooh. Thrown away. Foul on the throw. Okay, he's probably picking it up again. Sprout's checking out the disc. Calling a timeout. Okay. Timeout. They're only about 10 yards out. Looking good for Fury, Tina.
Sure is. I don't want to get too down on Riot, but they're in a really tough place. They're down by 10. They're moving the disc better, but they still can't seem to seal it. It seems like they looked at the sideline and realized the hole is really deep. But, you know, I have to admire them. They are still running their hardest.
Okay, with the score 15-4, Fury getting that goal to Gwen Ambler on the hammer after calling the timeout. We've got the pull coming here from Julie Baker. Got some great snap. Good arm whip on those pulls. They got some great pullers on this team, don't they, Tina?
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how much yardage they gain.
Another cross-field flick, and Vita pull this one in. Oh, I thought she had it. A tremendous effort. She's a real crowd pleaser, Vita Town. Okay, Riot is setting sort of ubiquitous cup. Where are you going to go against that? Big fake? I know where you're going to go. You're going to pivot to your forehand. Yep. Across the field from Amy Little. And Samantha Salvia. Gets it off, it's going back. That side, it's Salvia again, throwing a flick up the line. They are just outside the end zone, and there they are. Point number 16.
1 point away.
1 point away from being the representative for the U.S. in Finland next summer. Wow.
First time I met Jennifer Donnelly was at 2000 World Championships in Heilbronn in Germany. Looks like she's going to be going to another one.
The interesting thing is Lady Godiva had been the reigning national champions and lost it, the national championship for the first time after a run to Fury in 1999. So Fury represented us in the 2000 World Championships. Looks like they are about to be representing us again, even though Godiva was the reigning UPA champion and national representative, or would have been. There we go.
And that's it. They're going to Turku. They'll be the U.S. reps along with the Donner Party from Lake Tahoe and the Miami refugees. So we know 3 of the 4 teams. We're going to have to find out who's going to represent the open division in a little bit.
Wow, the story of that game. A couple things that stick out, Tina, besides Fury's formidable 4-person cup and great use of the field on offense themselves. 2 different points throughout the game. Fury had 3-point runs with no turnovers. From 4-1, they were up 4-1 on Riot. They went 3 straight points to 7-1 where they didn't have a turnover. They got the breaks and scored without a turnover. It happened one more time much later in the game when they were at 14. Points 15, 16, and 17 were accomplished without a turnover. That's strong play in this win against such a great team as Riot.
You know, it's clear to me why these women's teams are so good. They get to play each other all the time. And when you add in Prime and Schwa and the other teams that are developing on the West Coast, it seems like they're building an indomitable structure with a multitude of teams.
Yep, it's clearly far and away the most dominant region in the women's game, at least with the depth of teams, depth of play from so many teams. But you know, the men's division, it's just fantastic there too. And the men's final coming up after this, it's going to be Vancouver's Furious George from the Northwest against Santa Barbara Condors. So they're in the Southwest region. It's going to be quite a battle in that final. So for Tina Booth, I'm Michael Baccarini. Thanks for joining us for the women's final at the UPA Championships. Fury is going to Finland. Congratulations.
I'm sure it is.
God, why are you so quiet? You girls are so strong! That fight I saw yesterday. You girls are so awesome! Come on! Come on, right? Alright, I love you girls. You girls are so strong.
You're awesome. Oh my God.
Kicked out of there.
You guys like, yeah, look at it. No double digits.
I came close to TFD.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Bob! You too, Mama. Sheesh. That's beautiful.
Going to Finland.